all present here. I'm Stephen Anurag, and I work with the government of Meghalaya, and he is Mr.
Shaun D'Souza. I'm the Director and Chief Operating Officer of Myriad Group.
So, can any of you guess what is the coffee capital of this country? Coffee capital. Any guesses? It's a place. Yeah, I could. Coorg, okay. Any other guesses?
Any coffee lovers here? Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so
Yeah?
you must be knowing what is the coffee capital. Any guesses? Coorg. Okay. Any other guesses? Yeah. Any other guesses? Coorg. Assam is tea. Okay.
Yeah, you could just tell them.
Okay, Chikmagalur. I come from Chikmagalur, the coffee capital of India. And
Well, I hail from Shillong. Anyone been to Shillong? It's a beautiful hill station. So I'm not there as a tourist. I'm there as a government representative for the planning department. Anyway, so this is my second, thanks to Mr. Bala here, this is my second public speaking with his venture here. I'm not of a public speaker though. I mean, we're not allowed to give a lot of public speaking in the government. So, but here, my good friend and a partner, so he and I, we have collaborated on many ways, in fact, to promote the Sustainable Development Goals. Anyone heard of it? I've seen someone having the Sustainable Development Goals tag, which the Niti Aayog promotes, and we are the nodal agency in the country to promote it. And T-Hub is a part of that initiative, in fact. We would like to give a vivid presentation today. So many students here, speakers, and few of my colleagues and friends who have come in the morning from the police department, they have shared quite a few interesting insights. And the reason why you are sitting here, or we are talking here, is any guesses? Any guesses, please? Sorry, it's force of habit in the government when we ask people, "Batao yaar kuch hai kya?" So why are you sitting there, and why are we presenting here? Why are we spending one whole day, and why is Mr. Bala and his Half-Brick Stories team, we are spending our resources today? What is the agenda? Why are we spending so much of time today here, rather staying outside on a Sunday? Yes, please? To inspire everybody, okay? Huh? Sorry? You're just copying it. So I think I'll have to tell them. It's for opportunities and networking. How many of you are aware that India would be hosting G20 summit next year? Why is India doing that? Ideally, India would like to represent the cultures that, we have, the diversity, and the cultures and the resources that we have to all the G20 economies. So when they come here, we would like to present them. We would like our local startups and companies to, talk and network with the other companies and representatives from other countries. So it's the networking and opportunities. So you're coming here to network, maybe, get to know some contacts here, try to network with them, and try to leverage some opportunities. And we would like to present what we have been doing in the private or the government sector, how we've been influencing, a little influence, and how we are learning through our walks of professional lives. And the narrow concept behind networking or opportunities is for what? Deniki networking enduku chestamu lekapothe opportunities deniki? For work. Very good. So the two young chaps, who presented about their startup, they're talking about money. So why? Work for money. Money for what? For our stomachs, is it not? For our stomachs, to fill in our stomachs, our tummies. So to fill in our stomachs, we need money, and for money, we need to work, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah? And ipudunna rat race world, it's a modernized world. I would term it as a rat race world because we are so busy in our own affairs. One would like to influence, one would like to be unavoidable, some would like to be very calm, just be to themselves. All we do is for work, to expand whatever work we are doing. Let it be a promotion if you're an employee, or expansion of your business investments if you're an entrepreneur. Now here we have come here very briefly to present, maybe in like a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, to discuss about a fusion. Heard of a fusion? Any science students can easily tell about a fusion. I'm not a science student, I'm a political science student. So Shaun would like to give you a gist of what is this fusion and how we have come together. He from the private sector, me from the government sector. And I'm not here to make any money or do profits, strictly on the record. I'm just trying to promote some people who are trying to do some charities and social work where we try to associate. Yeah.
Fusion is a collaborating of 2 or more forces to find a purpose. Mr. Stephen and I have partnered in various ways in advocating SDGs in the rural South India, mainly focusing on the mental wellness of the people and promoting.
What else do we promote?
I'm sorry, this is my first public speaking over here.
So no worries, I'll help you out. So we are focusing on 3 major aspects. So even the government through the policies, we would like to promote the first and important thing that you and I require in this world is mental peace, or I would name it as mental well-being. And there are various ways to it. You can blame the government will tell we are doing, and people can blame the neighbors. Chattikkadesaru, government pattichukodu, chattaki government ki ela sambandham, chatta pakkanodu esaranటే ఆ పక్కనోడికి కామన్ సెన్స్ ఉండాలి వేయకూడదని. But government's responsibility is to ensure that the peace in the society. So there are various ways to it. So there is no mental peace అనేది మొన్న రీసెంట్గా పబ్లిక్ హెల్త్ ఫౌండేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా సర్వే ప్రకారం ఆల్మోస్ట్ like 60% of the Indians are suffering with this mental illness. And among them 42%, they come from the age group of 14 to 25, interestingly. So people who are in this young age of to study, to get into university and to get jobs. So when there is no mental peace, what happens? Your body doesn't work, you don't work, your mind will be somewhere else. While your colleagues might be moving forward, you'd be kindly discouraged. So mental well-being में the government and also private sector are concentrating more on it. So what we would like to do is, we would like to come up with a curriculum, a very basic curriculum. Chodagane Telugu, currently we are concentrating 2 states, the Telugu speaking states of Andhra and Telangana and Karnataka. So Telugu, Kannada and English, we would like to come up with this curriculum where we would like to create some awareness on what exactly is this mental well-being, what are the issues that are bound to this, and how one can try to come away. I mean, we can't say there's a result or a cue for this. It's an ongoing process. So, but we'd like to come up with a very basic curriculum and distribute it to the schools, ideally to the colleges and universities. And let me tell you, talking in terms of policies, when people are not really healthy, they don't go to offices. When they don't go to offices, their productivity reduces. When their productivity reduces, their project delivery, I'm talking in corporate sense, the project delivery gets delayed and the company might not get the projects the way they were getting because the employees are not really healthy. This is in terms of physical. What about the mental peace? What if they're too stressed, anxiety, chala issues unnai, they're unable to work it out. So obviously the productivity will come low, economic, wala company యొక్క economy తక్కువైపోతుంది, they'll not be able to pay salaries because clients raru. So it's all related to mental well-being. So fast forwarding countries, in the sense economically fast forwarding countries including India, we're all concentrating on this, including the government and the private sector. So through our little initiative we would like to tweak it. We would like to tweak a little, especially among the daily wage labor. We all, we're coming in a suit, we are sitting in this beautiful atmosphere of T-Hub because we have that leverage. But what about daily wage labor? What about the marginalized people? What about the tribals who hardly have access to whatever technology that we have? So there's a lot of stress, anxiety, mental issues among these people. So that is why we would like to concentrate first on the mental well-being. And the second one being, we would like to also deal with the digital divide. There is a growing digital divide. We from the government sector also are trying to help out. There's a growing digital divide. We are trying to partner with various organizations, private. We were trying to bridge the gap between the people who have access to the internet or telephones or people who don't have access to this, especially in the tribal areas. So this is where youngsters and students like us should come forward with ideas, innovative ideas, especially this particular platform. When I was talking in Bangalore, there's one person who has come forward. I'm not sure about his age, but he's very young. So now he is trying to supply medical equipment. He is manufacturing medical equipment and trying to supply it to big industries. So it's a small startup. Even local governments are ready to take up his products for the medical colleges and hospitals that the state runs. So we never know what we've seen in an opportunity like this and networking. And so this digital divide is something that we have to really deal with. Otherwise, there will be a whole lot of environment, a whole lot of population which will be away from this digital era. And cyber security is another issue. So we are currently, this program is happening in Cyberabad, Cyber City, and not many people are aware of the cyber threats that's happening. So we in the police department also, we are trying to deal with this particular issue. And youngsters especially are getting into the scams of cyber scams, in fact. And so these are the three major aspects that we would like to take it forward. Through our little initiatives, I also run an NGO called SWCAN organization. And Shaun, you deal with...
Nicolas Dsouza Society.
So we are ideally trying to tap the rural masses, not the urban masses, because our scope is different. Me in the government sector, I try to deal with some policies. So whenever I get a free time, I try to shift my focus to the social services. I ring this fellow, he comes over, and so we try to do a little social corporate responsibility, to talk in corporate sense. And not only me, many of my senior officials, my bosses, IASs and all, we as colleagues, there's a lot that we do in the government. Trust me, it's very easy from the outside to say. Even I'll tell a quick thing. While I was in my intermediate few years ago, I was thinking, road days kadaya babu, inni gotukulu ivanni onne ani cheppanu. Now I know the challenges to get the file moving, to get the road done, and to make sure, that sustainability of the road is there. It's not that easy as we think in the setup. Let it be in the private or in the government. So there is a procedure, there is a step-by-step process for everything. And you all have to appreciate the governments in India today. See, the environment that we are sitting today, it looks like a corporate building, but it is being initiated by the government. So there should always be. So there are some private, magnets, I can say, business magnets who I could see. There should always be a fusion, a connect and a collaboration with the private and the public sector. So only through that, there will be a sustainable development. So whatever initiatives that we have come across, me in the public sector, he in the private sector, so we have come together to address the mental issues, the growing digital divide. So these are something that are theoretically very nice to hear, but when you get onto the field, it's a challenge. Not many people might turn up. Some volunteers might not turn up, and we might need a lot of many resources. Sometimes we're not sure if the target audience will be ideally interested to, get into the project that we would like to. So, and nowadays nothing can be done by force. Everyone is aware of what the things are in the outside world. Everyone has access to technology to a large extent, apart from few places in the tribal areas, I can say. So the world is growing faster. So, and interestingly, I would like to also present some numbers. We'd like to present some numbers. When we started, doing this as a trial a few months ago, we almost received somewhere around 150 plus applications from many youngsters from the tribal areas that we would like to, take part in this project.
500 plus.
500 plus we got, that's with the mental health. They would like to take up this curriculum. It's a free of cost curriculum. We are just trying to, go there on a Saturday, on a Sunday, to some tandas and explain them. And we are hearing out what are the issues and all. We're trying to tell them, we are not counselors, we're not psychologists. So we ideally have to connect them to psychologists. And then we almost like 80 women, I think.
Yeah.
80 women and young girls like that, in the picture. They have come forward to get enrolled. It's a free enrollment. Where, we are trying to teach them the usage of internet. There were many programs. There are many initiatives and schemes that the government is coming up with, but some people are hardly aware of this. They are unable to tap this. So this is where we are trying to, collaborate and come forward and get the policies in place. And it's an open call to you all. Would you like to call them up for the projects and engage with us?
Yeah.
So you are interested to work in the government sector, in the private, as an intern or a volunteer, we are open. It's an open invitation to any one of you who would like to help us, spread this mission of sustainable development goals of the United Nations here in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. So thank you one and all for bearing with us.
Yeah,
and
thank you one and all.
Have a lovely Christmas time and a new year ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.